Point by point we'll go. We have a few key points. Representing the Aam Aadmi Party is a member of the party's National Executive Political Affairs Committee, Yogendra Yadav. Taking him on, Vani Tripathi Tikku of the BJP and Priyanka Chaturvedi of the Congress Party. Let's debate. Yogendra Yadav, what a campaign. Acidic, shallow, bitter, whatever you call it. I began by saying that it has turned out to be a battle of equals. People thought this will be a David versus Goliath battle. At the end of the campaign, we find it was a battle of equals. And for that, the Aam Aadmi Party must be given the credit for running an extremely spirited, firebrand campaign. But Mr. Yogendra Yadav, leave that part aside. Let's go straight to the issues. Now, your party says that cash and liquor is being thrown by the BJP to win over voters. On what basis are you saying that?
Honourable Number One, this is something we have expressed every single time. As a new party which is entering, trying to break into the political system, this is what is used against us, not only by BJP, by the Congress also. So if you remember, in the Vidhan Sabha election, we had raised it. In the Lok Sabha election also we had raised it. And lest you assume that we are imagining things, please remember the Election Commission of India also says it. And we happen to be the only political party which joins the Election Commission in appealing against liquor and money. Why is it that others don't appeal against it? Would they stand to benefit?
Okay,
I wonder about it. But the fact is that in a race where we are moving ahead, in a race where we are so clearly ahead, the only thing we fear are these dirty tricks. Otherwise, let the electorate decide, and we really are looking forward to it.
Okay, cash and liquor. I haven't got the proof. I haven't seen the proof produced yet by Professor Yadav. I'm going to have to push him a little on that point, I think. But Vani Tripathi, what were you getting in with? You wanted to rebut to what Yogendra Yadav said, right on top.
Well, I have great respect for Yogendra Yadav ji because over the years I've seen him as a very good psephologist and seems very, very confident today of saying that, you know, they are going to actually be victorious. But Yogendra ji, one question intrigued me throughout for the past 1 year. Past 1 year of seeing Mr. Arvind Kejriwal and the metamorphosis of a man who was a part of the India Against Corruption movement, you know, where Anna Hazare led a very fierce battle against corruption and the UPA government of the time. From then to a person who 49 days of misgovernance of Delhi, then going and fighting elections, running away and then going and fighting elections in Varanasi, almost claiming prime ministership, to almost saying now today, as he said, it was a mistake.
Come to the point. We're talking cash and liquor right now, Vani.
I mean, what kind of
point. We're talking cash and liquor right now. The charge is cash and liquor.
What kind of politics?
You are accused of cash and liquor politics.
What kind of politics is this? Arnab, I'm coming to that. So the cash and liquor politics that again the Aam Aadmi Party and Mr. Kejriwal is alleging today is a large part of the same shoot and scoot. Where is the evidence? You know, unsubstantiated allegations constantly being, you know, flown around. And
do you have the evidence? 1 second. Yogendra Yadav.
Confuse
Yogendra Yadav.
Again. So where is the evidence? And what happened to Mr. Balyan? What happened to Mr. Balyan and the liquor cartons which were found, you know, in that constituency? Nobody heard a word about that. So what are we talking about? What kind of politics?
Okay, Priyanka wants to come in. Yogendra Yadav, before you allow you rebut. No, Yogendra Yadav, I allow you a rebut. I will allow Yogendra Yadav a rebut, but to keep it equal, I go to Priyanka Chaturvedi, please. On the charge of cash and liquor politics, a disturbing trend. And by the way, one side doesn't have the proof and the other side has a charge against it. Yes, Priyanka Chaturvedi.
No, all I'd like to mention here that Aam Aadmi Party and especially Mr. Kejriwal has been at every forum been speaking about taking bribes, taking money for votes and going and voting for Aam Aadmi Party, again without evidence. This is something he's been claiming. Even Election Commission had put him on notice as far as this was concerned.
So you're teaming up with the BJP?
Concerned, we know when we talk about Naresh Balyan, evidence is for all to see where Delhi police has called him for an inquiry, and everybody knows what cash and liquor that Aam Aadmi Party is getting used to and delivering. So when it comes to evidence, Aam Aadmi Party is categorically, has provided evidence to us that this is what they are indulging in.
Yogendra Yadav.
And then when they ask,
okay, let's keep it short. Yogendra Yadav. Yogendra Yadav. 397 cartons of Indian-made foreign liquor seized from the candidate of the Aam Aadmi Party Uttam Nagar constituency, Mr. Balian. He's got a summons, right? So my question to you simply is, Mr. Yogendra Yadav, on what basis are you accusing the BJP? And on what basis are you giving a clean sheet to your own party candidate who has almost 400 cartons of liquor in his house? What is he going to do with 400 cartons of liquor? How many votes is he going to buy over with that? How many voters is he going to distribute that liquor among? Or is he a liquor mafia man that he has 400 cartons of liquor with him? I think, Mr. Yadav, you're on the back foot actually on the liquor and cash charge. Would you please respond?
Arnav, you have decided even without listening to me that I'm on the back foot. I mean, you can pass your judgment as you normally do, but do it at the end. Don't do it at the beginning. That's all I'm requesting.
I have said 397 cartons of Indian-made foreign liquor were seized from an Aam Aadmi Party candidate's house, a warehouse, on the 31st of January. What is your take on that?
Now, can I? Arnav, you'll get my take when you allow me to speak.
I'm waiting.
Without that, you can't possibly get my take.
I'm waiting, Ms. Dr. Yadav. I just hope you have the same standards for yourself as you expect from others.
I hope now I have the chance to speak. You said from the candidate's house, which is factually
warehouse, I said warehouse.
Then you said warehouse.
Yeah, large quantity of liquor.
I'm listening to you very carefully. Arnav, please, can you please listen to me? As always, you would have the last word. Can I have the first word at least?
Yeah, as long as, please come to the point. Yeah.
You said house. Arnav, please allow me to speak. You first said house, which was incorrect. You corrected yourself to say warehouse. Then you said his warehouse, which is again incorrect. And then you said it was discovered from him. If this was the case or not, the police would have done a simple thing. They would have registered an FIR with his name.
Well,
the police does not have his name at all. The police has so far not even produced an iota of evidence.
So you have given him a clean sheet.
So when they
so you've given him a clean sheet.
When it becomes, I have not, as or not, it's your judgment. But as yet, all I'm saying is that there are two versions available. Even the police has not, I'm not even saying that police's version is correct. All I'm saying is that even the police has not said it was his liquor.
Well, I'll tell you, no, one second. See, Mr. Yadav, be very logical about it. Yes, I'll get the others. No, 1 second. One minute. Just hear me out, right? First of all, factually, I'm totally correct, and I'll tell you why. And let's get Vani back to the debate and Priyanka Chaturvedi. My simple question is, it appears to me that your levels of patience when it comes to issues of propriety, dealing with possible breaches of propriety by members of your own party are like a rubber band that can be stretched to an infinite amount. The fact of the matter is this, and I will repeat myself. The Delhi police has seized 397 cartons of Indian-made foreign liquor, totaling to 8,500 bottles of liquor with the label, for your information, for sale in Haryana only, from a warehouse in Uttam Nagar that belongs to the Aam Aadmi Party candidate Naresh Balian. This is the simple fact of the matter. And 1 second, please, 1 second. The Joint Commissioner of Crime Police, Ravindra Yadav, said the investigation so far revealed that the plot in Uttam Nagar where the cartons were stored belonged to Mr. Balian's cousin, but, and I quote, he uses the godown and the liquor belonged to him, so we served him a notice. Mr. Balian has sought time till February 7th, but the police has asked him to join the investigations. Your party says Balian is completely innocent. In fact, Mr. Yadav, if you look at the whole sequence of facts that I have put out, I'm only asking this because you accuse the BJP of liquor and cash politics, and that's why these facts have to be put out. The question is, what is your locus standi? Vani wanted to come back to the debate. I want to move on to the next subject of whether this is a referendum at the national level.
I just want to say one thing.
Yes.
I want to say one thing before you invite Vani, so that she can respond to everything.
Sure.
You have contradicted yourself.
I have just repeated the facts again. How many times do you want me to repeat it?
Arnab, I'm a guest on your show, and normally one is courteous to one's guest.
No, I'm being very courteous,
after that you would pass your judgment.
I am very courteous. You talk about judgment. Is it true or not, sir, that 397 bottles of liquor were found? Tell me, sir, what do people do with 397 cartons of liquor? I don't ordinarily know what people do with 397 cartons of liquor before an election.
To me, without interrupting me, I would say the following. Number one, the point about 397 cartons
of liquor.
Absolutely correct. There is no doubt about it.
Yes.
Yeah, whatever. That amount is clearly dubious kind of liquor being brought into Delhi. That is absolutely correct.
Smuggled liquor.
No doubt. Number two, you said, Arnab, there is no debate about it.
Yes.
The debate is on who owns it, who brought it, and where was it stored.
Right.
You are saying it is his warehouse. Then immediately after you said it is on a piece of land owned by his cousin. Now, how do these two things square?
I just don't understand why you're building up a case for this man.
And the third
why are you building up a case for this man? Are you sure? Only for political interest. The accusation is very simple here. Sir, tell me today, if the same charge was made against a BJP candidate of 10,000, approximately 10,000 bottles of liquor, what would you be saying, Mr. Yadav? Just tell me, what would you say in that context? Would you try to build the kind of semi-legal case that you're building up now?
If I get a iota of evidence linking the candidate to the person who had stored it, I would of course make a strong case about it. In this case, it happens to be a rented premise, which is rented by a person who belongs to BJP.
Okay, can we get...
Please check that fact.
Okay.
Of course, Aam Aadmi Party should be judged by standards higher than any other political party. I absolutely agree to that.
Okay, now I'll take a quick round of rebuts on that and then I'm moving to my next subject. Yes, Vani.
Police doesn't have evidence. It's a cognizable offense.
Yes, Vani.
He would have been booked.
Yogendra ji, Yogendra ji, it's very interesting to hear this phrase iota of evidence coming from you, because if I remember correctly, there is not iota but a whole file of evidence about the funding that you received and which has been in question. A party which stood for public probity, financial ethics, which actually said we are here to raise the bar of fighting corruption as far as political parties in this country. There is evidence. Also, Mr. Kejriwal today said that you have actually distributed spy cams and your volunteers are all over Delhi and they are actually going to be shooting what is happening as far as the liquor and the money roundup which happens, in the last hours of campaigning and as it shuts down. So, we are also looking at the iota of evidence there from you, which will be coming soon. Also, Mr. Kejriwal yesterday tweeted that he is saying that EVMs have been tampered and the needle of suspicion goes to the BJP. So how much will the poor BJP, my party, take on its shoulders as far as these iotas of evidence go? I hope you have something to say about these three things that I mentioned to you right now.
Number one, if there is evidence, you do not serve notice under section 160. That you serve only if you do not have evidence. If they had the evidence, if the police had evidence, they would have named him in FIR and our candidate would have been behind bars. Why was the notice under 160 served? It is served only, if I understand the law correctly, only when there is no evidence. That's one. Number two, on EVM tampering, we are not saying we have final information, and I must say on this show that normally I do not trust all this information about EVM tampering, because over the 20 years I've heard it so often that I normally tend to discount it. This particular time, it has come so starkly from such senior sources that I and my colleagues are a little worried. But I agree, since Election Commission is involved, we should be
Mr. Yadav,
we should not.
Mr. Yadav,
not saying
Mr. Yadav, I'm moving to the next subject, but I'd like to just point out one small thing. I repeat what I said here today, that as far as issues of propriety are concerned, you see, the Aam Aadmi Party and its politics has always been known to be front-footed politics on issues of propriety, not a semi-legal, very defensive kind of approach, to the point where you say that when a notice has been served on why bottles of liquor are found, cartons of liquor, thousands of bottles of liquor are found at a warehouse which the candidate, it may be his nephew, nieces, anyone's property, but which he uses, then on an issue of propriety, I would have expected the Aam Aadmi Party takes a very straight position. I find a legal approach. You may have your limitations today. You may have your reasons to hold back. I will not contest that. I am asking one last question on this issue, on the issue of proof. Since Mr. Yadav, I observed that you used the word evidence 7 times in your last answer. Since you emphasize on the word evidence, Mr. Yadav, tell me today, your party leader Ashutosh says your party has information the BJP is distributing money, liquor and non-vegetarian food. Now, show me the evidence of that. Your party leader Arvind Kejriwal has said today he has sent his volunteers with cameras to show Times Now proof of voters being bribed with liquor and cash. Now, you are on Times Now. Show me the proof. Show me the evidence. Is there any evidence that you have or you would like to present on the program? Or is it just guesswork?
Or no? No, it's not guesswork at all. In a political party, we have workers all over the city who keep coming and telling us. And the fact that money and liquor is distributed, it is not a first time any political party or someone
where is
saying
the evidence?
This. I mean, in the show,
no, but there must be some evidence.
When we want BJP to take action, when we want election commission to take action,
no, when have they ever provided any
Priyanka,
right now we are the one. Right now we are the one taking action.
No,
we are the one taking our own action.
We are criminals in the fray. You know, out of the 70 candidates, 14 are criminals. There are candidates who have been brought in from Bahujan Samaj Party and other political parties. They claim to be a party with a difference, but they're ending up doing more or less whatever they have been accusing everyone of. They ask us of evidence, but they go and pass commands, they pass judgments without any evidence, without following any norms, and they have been pointing a finger at just about everybody.
Which is why
let's have them talk about the 14 criminal candidates. Some of them have FIRs registered as he asked for evidence.
Also about evidence, Yogendra ji, that means
that
when Mr. Arvind Kejriwal used to hold those press conferences in the Constitution Club, Yogendra ji, just one thing more about evidence. You were producing lists upon lists of corrupt politicians, people who were hoarding black money, doing press conferences. So that means you had absolute firm evidence against all those people, which never got around for anybody to see. It's been more than a year. There were press conferences upon press conferences of Mr. Kejriwal, of Aam Aadmi Party, doing slander, smear campaigns, giving out names to the media, giving out names to the press. That means you had very deep, substantiated evidence about those people who you were calling corrupt.
In each of those cases, all we demanded was a fair probe. In every one of these things that you are talking about, we said, let there be independent, credible probe into the matter.
No, but why not?
And I would certainly say, in the case of Mr. Balian, there should be an independent, credible.
Yeah, but your argument in other cases was, Mr. Yadav, if I may remind you, the same argument. Mr. Yadav, the seriousness of the charge, Mr. Yadav, in most cases in the past, where you felt there were serious cases, your central argument, the individual should step aside till the probe is complete. Whatever the probe. Now your position on that is also like a rubber band, which you have stretched infinitely. No, anyway, I now want to move on to the next point, which is about how much is at stake in this election.
Before you do so, please remember that we had spoken about those cases where that individual concerned was in a position to influence the probe itself.
No, this that makes no sense, Mr. Yadav. You're saying a candidate who faces charges that he may have something to do with the distribution of liquor is facing a lesser charge than somebody facing corruption and holds a public office? I think as far as issues of propriety are concerned, both are fairly equal. I move on to the next point. It is a point of disagreement between you and me, Mr. Yadav.
Not a question of
it's just a point of disagreement between you and me, Mr. Yadav. With respect,
the person is in a position of authority.
With respect to you, I disagree with you, sir. With respect to you, sir, I disagree with you on that point. I move on to the next point.
After listening to me.
I listen to you. I disagree with you. Your point and my point are different, sir. And I say that with respect. My next point is to the BJP. What has happened, Vani Tripathi, to the confidence of the BJP? The only thing I hear today from every single top BJP leader is, don't emphasize on this election. It's just a Delhi election. It is not a mini national election. It is not a referendum on Mr. Modi, Mr. Amit Shah. It's not a referendum on the BJP as a whole. It's not a referendum on the mood of the country. I mean, Vani, you staked your entire government, your PM's image downwards. Your whole central leadership is out for the campaign. Your union ministers are given constituency-specific responsibilities. They are trading barbs with the Aam Aadmi Party at press conferences. Now, whatever be the result, even if you are nervous, very nervous, one, victory or defeat, it is a reflection on your central government and your central leadership. Accept it tonight. Be graceful about it.
Well, Arnab, I'm very glad you asked this question, because I was wondering how come, this question is still not coming as far as it's a referendum or Prime Minister Modi or not.
I'm glad you seem to agree.
That more than 20 ministers
I'm glad you agree.
And were designated. No, and listen to me. No, listen to me. Listen to me. More than 20 ministers were designated constituencies, were campaigning in Maharashtra.
Yes.
Were campaigning in Jharkhand. Were campaigning in Haryana. But we did not make an issue out of it because, it was not as important as Delhi, apparently, because it happens to be the capital city of the country. Arnab, we are a cadre-based party. We are a team. Yes, under the able
leadership
of
have been in power for 7 months.
Modi, we all
you have been in power for 7 months.
As far as the party... No, let me complete.
Priyanka, once again, I'm allowing it. Vani, let's take the other side. I'm getting Priyanka in.
Arnab, let me complete.
No, Priyanka.
Arnab, please let me complete.
No, Vani.
5 seconds.
No, please
give me 5 seconds.
I'm sorry.
Give me 5 seconds.
No, ever since.
No, wait a minute. Priyanka, you can speak. Priyanka, you can speak. Just let me complete.
Narendra Modi's governance. Every time they have won, it has been on Narendra Modi's face. We have seen how in this particular election, it started with Mr. Modi. Then they could not find another credible face since they could not connect with the people of Delhi. And people of Delhi have realized that in the 8 months, whatever election issues that Mr. Modi came up
Priyanka,
with,
you could have.
So they had to parachute. Imagine when you talk about a cadre-based party, you don't even have one particular person to show as a chief ministerial candidate.
And
so
Vani, you have...
part of the India
Vani, you have in the past... May I remind you, Vani?
Let me answer.
Vani, no, 1 second. Vani, please. No, Vani, please. Let me come in, Vani. I'll give you opportunity after that.
No, just 5 seconds to the last question. Last 5 seconds. This is not the first time lateral entries have happened in the party before.
What lateral entry?
It happened during Honorable Jaswant Singh ji's
What do you mean lateral entry?
I mean, there are... No, listen to me. So because people are... Priyanka is just now saying that, Kiran Bedi has been parachuted. She is a great leader. She's an aspirational leader.
Yogendra Yadav.
She's an aspirational leader. And she's leading Delhi.
Yogendra Yadav.
If we did not have a chief ministerial candidate, you could have insinuated
Vani, may I? Vani, please don't mind it.
Complete. Please let me.
Vani Tripathi, don't mind it. I want to say something.
Just 1 second.
Vani, you're looking
ruffled. We are a team. Just a minute.
You're looking nervous.
Just a minute, Arnab. Wait a minute.
You're looking nervous on this.
No, absolutely not. We are a team, and the Bharatiya Janata Party has together, completely with its cadre, under the able leadership of Prime Minister Narendra Modi, under the able leadership of the party President Amit Shah ji, and the Chief Ministerial candidate Kiran Bedi. Together, we have run this election.
Vani Tripathi Tikku, I'd like to get Yogendra Yadav in with your permission, please.
You can decipher it whatever way you want. We have no issues with it.
Vani, please, let I get Yogendra Yadav in. I want to remind you, Vani. You accuse, and just hear me for 1 minute, you accuse Rahul Gandhi of shying away from responsibility in state elections on more than one occasion, as you claim the party was trying to shield Rahul Gandhi. You will be asked today, having done that, you can't be trying to shield. 1 second, allow me to complete. You can't be seen to be shielding Mr. Narendra Modi just because he's the Prime Minister. Because Narendra Modi said, I will provide free electricity. I will make a corruption-free system. Your dream is my dream. Give me the opportunity. I will fulfill the dream. He was asking for votes in his name.
Arnab, where are we shielding him? We are talking today.
Then is it a referendum on the Modi government or not?
We are talking today as if it's already the 10th of February.
Okay, Yogendra Yadav, is it a referendum in a way? Is it a referendum in the way?
You want me to concede defeat?
No, I don't want you to concede defeat.
On a day when campaign has just
No, I don't
so
want
what
you
are we
to.
saying? Is this the 10th of February that we're talking like this? Let the results come out. We are a collective consciousness
This is sounding
party.
like the Congress
we are not a private limited company. We are not a dynasty.
You're sounding like the Congress used to.
Come on, Arnab.
No, why are you saying come on?
Be fair.
No, I'm very fair.
Absolutely not. Be fair.
I am very fair.
I'm saying, I said, what did I say? What did I say?
Vani, please.
Arnab, what did I
Vani,
say?
you're looking rough.
Under the able leadership of the Prime Minister and the party president, Mr. Amit Shah, and a chief ministerial candidate that we feel that
now I must be fair also. If you want me to be fair, let me go to the Aam Aadmi Party,
We are not into cult politics here. This is not cult politics.
Wants to say something.
The party is starter-based, Arnab.
One second. Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, 1 minute. Priyanka, 1 minute.
Priyanka, why did he resign, Vani?
Priyanka, 1 minute. You see, I don't, Vani, I request you, you won't speak for just 1 minute. I make a 30-second point, and I must, if you want me to be fair, let me go to your principal opponent, the Aam Aadmi Party, which has really given you a run for your money. And I have only one observation as I go to Yogendra Yadav. This, you look at the vision document of the BJP. It is nothing but a list of the achievements of the Narendra Modi government. And on each page of the document, you have a tagline which says, let's go with Modi. Go and see your vision document. It says, let's go with Modi, written in bold green. How is it not a referendum when Mr. Modi is all over your campaign? Yogendra Yadav responding on the national implications of this elections and whether it is in a way a referendum on the central government. Mr. Yadav, your turn.
Arnab, normally it should not be a referendum, and this whole business of treating every state election as a referendum is something I have normally not agreed with. But in this case, somehow the BJP has turned it into a referendum. You know, they have put so much focus on this. It came up in the morning, my 10-year-old son, today I looked at the newspaper. It's not a referendum on Mr. Modi, so he asked me what was referendum. I explained to him. Then he smiled and said, Magar Apu, you know, look at the bottom half of the page. It's a huge picture of Mr. Modi and it says, Chalo chale Modi ke saath. He said, ye to khud keh rahe hain. How is it not the case? So it's a very simple thing, you see. The BJP, for reasons which are not quite clear to me, they have put in so much at stake in this election.
Yogendra ji, can I remind you?
Let him complete. Let him complete.
I heard you for a very long time. I've heard you for a very long time.
Let him complete. No, Vani, let him complete.
Just say something.
Let him complete. Let him complete.
Yogendra ji, but you are.
Vani, you must listen. No, Vani, be fair. Vani, please be fair. 1 second. Vani. Vani, please let me intervene here. No, 1 second. Vani, please. Vani, the terms of the debate tonight is a very important debate, Vani. It's a very important debate because tonight the campaigning has ended. People are watching. And I think tonight, you know, to be fair, Vani, Yogendra Yadav heard you in your entirety when you were speaking. I will allow you as hard as you want to go to counter his argument. My only request is let him complete his point. And Mr. Yadav, as soon as you can, please complete your point. Then I'll allow the other side. I go back, please. Yes, please. Yogendra Yadav, Vani will come back to you. So will I come back to you, Priyanka. Yes, go ahead.
Thank you. I think the reason why BJP may have invested so much into this election, Prime Minister's personal prestige, Prime Minister's own statements, their own vision statement, as you rightly pointed out, his own saying that Delhi matters for national election and so on, could be because of three things. Number one, they fear that this juggernaut, once it stops, it's impossible to restart it. Two, this myth of invincibility, once broken, would be shattered forever. Three, they may not mind losing to Congress or one of the routine opponents, but losing to Aam Aadmi Party, the possibility of a viable alternative emerging, that's what BJP dreads.
What, at a national level? You're saying a viable alternative at a national level? Yeah. That's what you're saying? You're saying the BJP is afraid of an alternative emerging at a national level?
Further. They tried this during general elections.
Absolutely. They are not afraid of the Congress. They are afraid of what will happen.
Okay, Vani.
And we all saw what happened.
Okay, 1 second. He makes 2 points. No, 1 second. He makes 2 points. His point is principally against the BJP, but also Yogendra Yadav has also rubbed it into the Congress party. I allow the Congress to go first and then Vani, you can respond, please. Priyanka Chaturvedi. You are irrelevant. We are going to replace you. And if we manage to dent in Delhi, we will make you more irrelevant at a national level. Please respond as briefly as you can, and then Vani's turn. Priyanka.
No. Yes, I'll make it as brief as I can. As far as Aam Aadmi Party is concerned, they tried this during the general elections. Yes, we did not get a lot of seats, but we know where Aam Aadmi Party went. We saw what happened in Varanasi. Mr. Yogendra Yadav himself predicted a victory for himself, but we saw what happened. So while they're talking big about Delhi,
sorry, when
time
did
will tell whether voters will
turn
again, considering they ran away in 50 days. So no, all I'm trying to say here is even if we look at the candidates, the CM candidates that we have, who are going into an election now, in 2 days from now, people of Delhi will be deciding.
No, he's saying you're irrelevant.
They have seen the proven governance of. No, he can keep saying what he wants. He can keep saying what he wants.
He's saying people don't take you seriously.
In Varanasi, Narendra Modi was irrelevant. For Mr. Kejriwal, Narendra Modi was irrelevant. We saw what happened.
So you're now arguing for Narendra Modi?
They can keep
Are you arguing for Narendra Modi as a Congress spokesperson?
They can. No, I'm not arguing for Narendra Modi. It's for the point of argument when they talk about, they make these grand statements. They also face reality. And reality has been very obviously cruel to Aam Aadmi Party. They made a lot of promises during Delhi elections. They had to run away because they could not keep up to those promises. Reality has been cruel during the general elections as well, where they made a lot of tall claims and we saw what happened to them.
Priyanka, his point was simply that, 1 minute, his point is simply that if we manage to make a dent in Delhi, if we manage not just to scare but to dent the BJP, it will have a national impact.
No, their presence beyond Delhi, see, for them.
Okay, time for a few straight questions.
Because that's the only place they are present.
Okay, time for a few straight questions to Vani Tripathi.
They can keep challenging.
This Vani, now argue with me, debate with me tonight, Vani. Debate with me. I debate with you. I give you 3 reasons why this is a mini national. No, 1 second. Allow me to speak. I'll give you 3 reasons why it's a mini national election, and then we'll debate. You, me, Yogendra Yadav and Priyanka Chaturvedi. Point number 1, why it's a mini national election is because none other, Vani, than Mr. Narendra Modi talked up this election saying Delhi represents the whole of India. The whole world, Mr. Modi says, will be watching this election. You have ascribed that level of importance to what is happening in Delhi. I can quote what Narendra Modi said in his rally on the 31st of January 2015, where he says, the whole world is watching the Delhi elections. He says Delhi is the face of India. This election will decide how the country will be seen at the global stage. You made it a mini national election. Why are you getting cold feet now? Why are you getting cold feet now?
Absolutely not. Absolutely, Arnab, we are not getting any cold feet. And yes, of course, the Delhi election is very important because we have seen that the condition of Delhi has gone bad to worse, not just
No, that's not the point. You made it.
But also the governance of the 49 days of Arvind Kejriwal.
That's not the point. Yogendra Yadav, now for last 5 minutes of this debate. No long
Arnab, you're not being fair to me.
No, shorter answers.
You're not being fair to me.
I have 5 minutes on this debate, shorter answers.
I was supposed to ask Mr. Yogendra Yadav something. You're not being fair to me. I'm coming to that.
No, but shorter answers.
Mr. Yogendra Yadav spoke. Just 5 seconds. Mr. Yogendra Yadav spoke about, we making this election into a personality and a cult election. Mr. Yadav, do you remember last time itself when you came in power for 49 days, the campaign you did was Kejriwal versus Jagdish Mukhi. This time Kejriwal versus Kiran Bedi. I mean, who is talking about making it into a